Hi, I'm back recording another one of these as part of a little project that I've been asked to do, and it's really about how people are coping with and living, thriving, whatever you want to say, about what it's like in COVID-19. So, as I said in the last one of these, I'm an author. I've seemingly written a book, which is strange in itself, something I've been processing a lot whilst this has been happening. And what I said last time, which I believe was about 2 weeks ago now, at the start of the actual enforced lockdown here in the UK, what I said then was all the events, all the kind of opportunities that I had lined up with regards to promoting the book when it comes out on the 14th of May, all of those had been cancelled, every last one of them. So I was a bit lost, a bit stuck, a bit uncertain about where it would all go, what it would mean. Would it mean that this, as many people say to me, this achievement, this thing I've done, would it just by default be a failure? Because there was no way to do much about it. And so now a bit of time has passed, and actually things are beginning to not look up but turn round. So over the past week, I've had two Zoom meetings, Skype meetings. Actually, they were both on Teams. There's so much technology around at present that it really is helpful. And both the companies I met with still want me to talk, still want me to share my story during Mental Health Awareness Week. And rather than doing it in person, rather than doing it in front of a live audience, we're going to do it via Microsoft Teams. But one of the things that also enables is it's not necessarily just going to be one office. It could actually be multiple offices. It could be the whole of the UK office network in one of the instances. And suddenly that is just remarkable. I never thought it would happen. But people are still supportive and are still looking at ways to do things and ways to help their staff and ways to do work together. Now, there is a lot going on. There is a lot of uncertainty with regards to how long workflows will take, how long kind of staff will remain unfurloughed or will be furloughed, and all sorts of things like that. But it's actually quite inspiring to see how this is all working together and how it's all coming together. And the fact that when I sat here a few weeks ago and was saying, I just don't know anymore. I just don't know what's happening. That actually things are positive. I've also had a few people get in contact with me about articles and about posts. Something I wrote a long time ago was just published in Therapy Today this month. And I had people contact me saying, this is actually really good. This is really helpful. Can we share it? And I've written something for them instead. Something new to help a different audience. But I think one of the biggest things I've kind of taken away, or am still taking away from this huge, massive turnaround of change in our society, is I'm wanting to make the most of this. And that sounds quite weird when opportunities are slimmer and the chance of doing new work together, new projects, new excitement is potentially at a low. I mean, particularly at the scale I'm at, where I've just written one book and so on. So I've started to change my life in a positive way. I've kind of, it sounds strange, but I've set myself the goal to come out of COVID-19 and the lockdown and everything associated with it, to come out of it as a better me, and to work on some of the things that I have been least comfortable with myself through this entire time. So one of the things I talk about in the book, but have also talked about in my kind of online video diary and so on, is that loneliness and isolation is actually one of my greatest fears in life. And I'm doing what I always do in these situations. I am facing headlong into it, and I am going to try to become at peace with that, because there is just me living in this flat. Yes, there's a little cat that you probably saw a couple of minutes ago just wandering around behind me, but I'm wanting to try and grow during this time. And one of the other things I started doing, and I don't think I mentioned the last time, is I rather stupidly decided to start writing another book. And I'd promised myself with Life is a 4-letter word. That's the book that's coming out in May. I promised myself with that I wasn't going to think about writing another book or anything to do with that until I'd kind of launched it, got it away, and supported it with events and everything like that to try and do the best by it and the people that have supported me in writing it and everything. But when I found myself with time, one of the things that has helped me a lot is actually writing. Normally it's through talking to people, but talking to people, there's not only a few opportunities, it's just we don't get to have face-to-face contact anymore now, which is one of the things I thrive on. Like, I have extroverted personality traits and so on, and I get my energy from other people. What I'm finding through writing is that I'm getting that same energy, because it's like having a conversation, but I'm just putting that conversation down on paper. So as we sit now, I've been writing this new book, for about a week. I think I started a week on Friday ago, so what's that? That's probably like 10 days maximum. And I'm around 25,000 words into it, and I'm loving it. I'm loving what I'm doing, and it all comes back to that same belief that I've kind of entered this with, is like, look, this is one of those things that is scary. This is one of those things that is uncertain. We don't know how long lockdown's going to last. We don't know what the exit route is, as people describe it. But I'm becoming more and more at peace with that as time goes on, and accepting that this is life. And through that kind of acceptance, and through trying to do things that actually better myself as a person, as an individual, but also through, would you call it creating knowledge? I don't know if it's creating knowledge, but through putting what I've learnt down through these times and through others, then maybe I can continue to help other people even when I can't be present with them. And that's really what I'm kind of learning and getting out of this, is it's a way to actually to put time in to what matters to you. And one of the things I've been saying to a lot of my friends, and I think it's something that will help other people through this, or maybe at the end of this, is that it's about growing. And we're in a point where life is slowing down. Life is now a lot slower, a lot more uncertain. Many people would probably say there's risk in it and everything like that. But in that time where we are now found with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our emotions, that we are often too busy to give the proper attention to, the proper time to, now is a great time to reflect. Now is a great time to learn from what has happened in the past, to put things in place that you want in place for the future. Because as I share myself, I don't like being alone. I never have. Throughout my life, I've never liked being alone. And what I want to achieve and what my reflection is during this time is I don't want that anymore. I don't want that as a limit to me. I want to be able to grow beyond it and to be happier by myself. Because then, when I am with other people, when I see other people, I can be a more honest and open version of myself. And that will hopefully resonate throughout other people, and they will be able to be more honest and more open, and there will be better trust, better friendship, better relationships, better communication. Everything that comes with that will hopefully grow. But I can't do that for everyone, so I can only do that for myself. So that's kind of where I've sat with this. There's not much else going on in kind of my work life with regards to this. So I can't really add very much more in that regard. I do know lots of businesses are working towards what can be in the future. I think people are learning that actually remote working is viable. It is something we can do. It is a way businesses can operate successfully, and it is a way that all businesses can operate. Many startups, many small businesses, ones I've worked with for years, they've been doing this for a long time. But it is amazing to see the larger businesses start to adopt these practices, start to build these things into their cultures. And what I really hope the business side of things get out of that, assuming everything comes out of this, there will undoubtedly be pain, there will be loss, there will be administrations, liquidations, all of that. That will happen, unfortunately. But hopefully those businesses that do survive will take a lot of this with them and will learn that they can actually work better and help their people to keep a healthy balance in their work and in their lives. So that's all I really have to say at this update. I believe there will be one more later on down the line as we find more certainty about what is going on. But for now, that's all I can say. So I thank you. I wish you best of luck, and that you all stay safe out there. And obviously, if you do like what I say, if you like anything that I'm on about or would like to know more about the book and everything like that, you can find it online, or on my website or anything like that. But I don't expect anything. I don't expect that. I'm doing this mainly to share what it's actually like out here. So thank you, and I wish you well. Take care.